Most women think they have a discipline problem. They think that they need more confidence, more motivation. But after rebuilding my own life and coaching women, I've realized something. And this most women do not have a motivation problem, they have a self trust problem. Because if you do not trust yourself, it will begin to show up in three distinct places: your body, your relationships, and your bank accounts. And the scary part in all of this is that many women don't realize that they've lost self trust because self abandonment feels normal. Hi, my name is Ashanawa. Welcome to LAJA. This is a channel for women who are tired of abandoning themselves and are ready to cultivate, embrace, and maintain self trust so they become the women who are on their vision boards, the women of their dreams, and they actualize their fullest potential. They also actualize their life in the sense that they get better outcomes in their relationships, body, and with their bank accounts too. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how self trust changes all three areas and how you can rebuild it. So, if that sounds like something you're interested in or you resonate with, I encourage you to stick around, subscribe, and join my community, Larger Self Living Society. So, before we dive in, ladies, let's define what self trust is first. Self trust is not confidence because confidence says, I think I can. Self trust says, even if things go wrong, I trust myself to handle it. Self trust, like I've told my ladies, is evidence. You trust yourself the same way you trust another person through consistency, integrity, and follow through. If someone consistently lied to you, ignored you, broke promises, and disappeared when things became difficult, you wouldn't trust them, would you? So, why would you trust yourself if you've been doing the same thing to yourself? Self trust is the accumulated evidence that you will show up for yourself no matter what, no matter how hard life gets, no matter the curveballs that are thrown your way, you will show up for yourself regardless. So let's start with relationships because this is where many women first notice this consequence. So signs low self trust impact relationships are: number one, you ignore red flags. You stay too long in the wrong relationships. You over explain yourself. You need excessive reassurance and you're always seeking validation. You have weak boundaries. Your attachment style spirals. You feel insecure or anxious. You accept breadcrumbs and the bare minimum. And here's what nobody tells women, but I'm here to tell you today. Many relationship problems are actually self-trust problems. You cannot maintain standards you do not trust yourself to enforce. You cannot detach if you don't trust yourself to survive disappointment. You cannot set boundaries if you do not trust your own judgment. For example, you know when he's inconsistent, you you know, your body knows, your friends know, but you override yourself in most cases. And every time you override yourself, you teach your brain that I am not safe to rely upon. So I say it this way: where are you asking other people for certainty when you should be building that within yourself? I really want you to reflect on that today. So, the next part is body. This is where the conversation gets uncomfortable, but we really have to face it because we can only change that which we acknowledge and that which we do not ignore. When you shed light on problems, you're able to find solutions to them quicker and faster. So, like I said, this is where the conversation gets uncomfortable because many women think transformation is purely physical. It's not. It really starts with self trust because self trust affects your sleep, your consistency, your stress, your hormones, your eating habits, your movements, and your recovery. Many women, in my opinion, do not have body issues, they have body betrayal patterns. Some examples of body betrayal partner patterns include ignoring fatigue, crash dieting, abandoning your routines, stress eating, pushing your body beyond limits. Your body whispers before it screams, ladies. The body keeps score and the bill always comes due. When you repeatedly ignore your body's signals, you create internal distrust. Body trust is equal, okay, I like to say it this way. Body trust equals to body listening plus follow through. And I'm going to ask you this question. When your body says rest, hunger, stress, or overwhelm, do you listen? Self trust is not built through perfect routines. It's built when you prove I listen to myself. So, the third part that people don't expect, and I'm here to bridge that gap, is how broken self trust impacts your money. Self trust affects money because money follows behavior. Some signs of broken self trust and how it infiltrates into your money are emotional spending, inconsistent saving, undercharging your services and goods, avoiding negotiation, staying underpaid, abandoning budgets. Many women think financial problems are mathematical problems. Sometimes they're trust problems. If you don't trust yourself, ladies, you overconsume information and you don't act on it. You delay decisions, you avoid investing, you stay in jobs too long that are underpaying and undervaluing you, and you avoid new opportunities. So, the framework for self trust when it comes to money is promise, action, evidence, and bigger capacity. It ties in with all the three categories I just mentioned: your body, your relationship, and your bank account. And it's promise, action, evidence, and this increases your capacity to hold on to more. So, some examples of how this ties in with your finances is by saving small amounts consistently, maintaining spending boundaries, negotiating wants, and keeping financial promises to yourself. Your bank account often reflects your ability to trust yourself with responsibility. So now, ladies, I've given you the three areas in which broken self-trust infiltrates and shows up in a lot of women's lives. Now I'm going to teach you how to build or rebuild self-trust. And this is a topic that I'm very intimate with because I struggled with broken self-trust when I went through a traumatic experience in my health. I felt like I couldn't trust my body, like my body had betrayed me, and I had trust issues within myself. And this later on extended out to my relationships, my bank accounts, and also my health as well. So, how do we go about rebuilding self-trust? These are the steps that I took to rebuild mine, and this framework I'm sharing with you is going to help rebuild yours, hopefully, if you follow through, of course. So, the first step is awareness. And I want you to ask yourself, where am I abandoning myself? This is critical. I want you to get out a journal and write all the ways and places where you've practiced knowingly or unknowingly self abandonment. Step two is alignment. And I want you to ask yourself and answer this question: what would my standards choose? The woman who you've been calling in, the woman who is pinned on your vision board that you admire the most, what standards would she choose? Write this down and make it play. Because even in scripture in Habakkuk, somewhere in Habakkuk, the book of Habakkuk, it says that write down your plans and make it plain, essentially. So when you write things down and make it clear, you're more likely to follow through and enforce it. So write down what standards you would choose if you, not if, but when. Okay, let me backtrack. What standards would you choose? Would the ideal woman, the woman who you're calling in, embody and choose? Once you understand and gain clarity around what those standards are, I want you to take action, aligned action towards that direction. And I'm not saying you should go ahead and do a complete 180 and just overhaul every single aspect of your life. No, I want you to pick one, maximum two things, two actions you're going to take towards becoming the woman that you are calling in. So you have to first of all become aware, decide that you are that woman. Number two, write down what habits and systems she aligns herself with. Number three, take those aligned actions, one or two maximum, that you commit to following through on every single day, ladies. It doesn't matter if it's making your bed, it doesn't matter if it's brushing your teeth. And you may say, oh, Ashama, but brushing your teeth and making your bed is so basic. It is, but I've been in situations where I couldn't even get out of bed to make my bed or brush my teeth. I've been in situations like that where my mental health was not at its best. So I know what I'm saying when I say start small and build from there. The point is that you want to be able to follow through on these little actions so you build confidence and evidence to yourself that you are worthy and able to be depended on. So take one or two aligned actions today towards the woman that you have described. on your standards list and follow through on that. Step four is evidence. Once you start making your bed consistently, brushing your teeth every day consistently, or if you're going for higher levels, let's say you are working out 2 times a week, like you said, you promised yourself you would, you're going to start building confidence. And this confidence is the evidence you need that will propel you forward to do even more. Which is why I had said earlier on that you don't want to do everything where you crash and burn and you end up failing, but you want to take small steps that you can actually stick with and follow through so you can collect that evidence and collect that proof. Because, yes, ladies, you have to prove to yourself that you are trustworthy. You have to prove to your body that you're trustworthy first and foremost before people and men and your relationships and your bank account reflect that to you. So you can pick whatever segment, whether it's in relationships, you decide you want to set one boundary with that person, or it could be in your finances where you say you want to do money dates every single week consistently, or it could be in your body where you say you want to walk 10K steps every single day. It doesn't matter the buckets, but pick one bucket and take 1 to 2 aligned actions towards it every single day. And once you do this repeatedly, it leads me to step five, which is trust. Trust happens through repetition. Trust happens through consistency. Trust happens through consistent and repeated follow through, ladies. And self trust is rarely rebuilt through giant moments, ladies. It's really rebuilt through tiny moments of integrity that you carry out repeatedly. Repetition, consistency, repetition, consistency. This is where a lot of people fall off. And this is why I say pick only pick aligned actions and things you know you can and will follow through on, so you can stack it and build upon those habits. So, tying this in with my community, which is larger soft living society, I truly believe in the soft life, but the soft life has to be created with systems and structures. And people think the soft life or soft living is just aesthetics. They think of candles, they think of matcha, Pilates. And it's those things if that's what you're interested in. But soft living is much deeper than that, ladies, is what I want to share. Soft living is creating a life where your nervous system feels safe because you trust yourself. Because, ladies, when you trust yourself, relationships become easier, your body becomes safer, and money becomes less emotional and more normal and normalized within your reality. In my community, this is exactly the work we do. It's not motivations, it's systems, standards, emotional discipline, self trust, and feminine rhythm. We are becoming the women who stop abandoning themselves. So, ladies, if you are tired of rebuilding your life every few months because you don't trust yourself to maintain change, I encourage you to join my community, Larger Soft Living Society, where we guide you through that process and really help keep you accountable so that you actually follow through on the promises to yourself and you become the woman who no longer abandons or erases herself in the presence of others. The link is down below. There's a 7-day free trial. And you also have an opportunity to get on a 15-minute call where I walk you through how my community can help you and in your goals and the things you are trying to call in. So that is it for this video, ladies. Let me know, in which area are you struggling in self-trust? Is it your relationships? Is it your body? Or is it your bank account? Let's have a conversation below. And with that, I will see you in the next video. Bye.